Last few years, we've had the opportunity to work very closely with Quad, not just on campaigns, but on building the brand on the whole. Today, we wanted to take a moment to talk about that journey, the learnings, and what it really takes to grow a fashion brand in today's market. First of all, Happy New Year's to you. And I think it really was a happy one because just before the year ended, the brand hit its highest ever revenue milestones. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To you too.
So, back to the early days, how would you describe the brand's visibility back then versus where it stands today in the e-commerce space?
We started in 2017. E-commerce back then was a very, very different space. We had started Quad from a Facebook page. The idea was always to start with the retail presence because we wanted the brand story and the brand language to come through. And slowly with times, and then we started with the website. We created a website with WordPress and handled the orders very organically, got some orders, and in fact remember packing them ourselves on a lot of days. So those were the days of really small, we never thought of scaling up at this level. But like I said, times were different. And then we got, I think after COVID is when we got DI on board.
Actually,
And,
I mean, like to sum it up, we started a brand with a very unconventional approach. Usually, like any brand these days would come up with an e-commerce website, be present online, do their marketing, performance marketing, blah blah blah. We started with a retail-centric approach where we could show our world, the universe of Quad, what we really think, what it is in its core through a physical presence. And I like to set up a retail model. It takes a lot of effort, money, team, and everything. And so e-commerce wasn't the first approach that we imagined. But like
but it was always part of the plan.
Always part of
Because
the plan.
obviously, like Facebook also, right? We were putting up pictures, and slowly we started getting that
Digital
visibility.
media was always a great. I mean, like that was the main idea, like to, reach out people through media presence. But
Then so slowly we started getting a lot of inquiries, and that's when we thought we should be more accessible. We have to be out there. People, it should not be a struggle for people to find us to be able to shop and buy one of our products.
And even then, when we decided that we were very small scale business back then, so we did a very Jugaadu WordPress website, which eventually turned out really nice because it's
very
all
thankful for that WordPress website.
because it was mostly to do with the shoots that we did and what we knew from the first days, like our aesthetic and our visual language was very
I think that worked for us the most, apart from obviously beautiful products. The imagery worked for us. But so to cut it all short, that was always this was, I think, meant to happen. But the planning, the vision came slowly. The numbers, especially the vision of having a brand that could reach places that we haven't even heard of. That wasn't the plan, but now it is, and now the plan is only to get bigger. And
No, but irrespective, your e-commerce does not look like a shop. It has a beautiful visual storytelling. Is a very unconventional e-commerce website. You definitely must go through it. Beautiful homepage.
Thank you. Thanks to you guys.
Okay, so in the beginning, what was your biggest fear when it came to marketing, especially the decision to work with an agency as an outsourced agency?
I think it was that we didn't want the brand to be diluted. We wanted we wanted someone like an agency who we work with, who we choose to work with, to also understand that strategy is important, but it also has to balance with creativity, and our brand can't be diluted. This was very important to us, that our branding is always the most important.
And back then, things are different right now, but e-commerce was also kind of a new space 10 years back. And one thing that we were very sure of is who we are, and how we wanted want ourselves to be
Portrayed.
portrayed, and it's always difficult to imagine other partners, other agency to represent exactly the way we really
Sure.
want.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to take that chance. So initially, first 3-4 years, we didn't even get into
Marketing.
exploring that marketing or
Because
something.
we thought we have this niche that we were not
Yeah.
sure of if people would really get it,
Yeah.
because agencies tend to be very number driven
Yeah.
and they don't really understand creativity. Like I said earlier, we wanted someone who could balance both.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we were here to do business, but not on the
Cost
of
of
diluting
that.
our brand or doing anything against our, like the brand vision that we had. So yes.
So, if you had to describe the sales then versus now, of course, without numbers, how would you do it?
Well, it's a. I mean, I don't know if there is a way to do that without numbers, but it's a huge change. As we mentioned earlier, back then our vision was very different. I mean, like we came from a very different approach, but now when we since COVID, when we went full on with our marketing strategies and budgets and performance marketing, we really saw the scope and the numbers are way higher. It's almost like if I have to say it in perspective, then it's more than 10x. I think over the last.
I'll be very specific. It's 40 times the sales when we started off.
Wow.
Oh yes, you know your numbers.
Thank you for putting it out there.
Yeah, so
But
you
yeah.
see, like I mean, it's like
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
there's no other way that you can describe it by.
Yeah.
So, what changed most for the brand when we came on board in terms of visibility, structure, or scale? Of course, we just discussed. But in terms of visibility and scale, did you happen to come across people talking about the website, talking about the designing and the e-commerce presence that you at the moment have?
Yes, so remember I was telling you how visibility for us, we are now selling in parts, like I just said, that we are now selling in parts that we haven't even heard of, parts of the world.
I think the visibility has increased tremendously. There's no doubt about the fact that earlier we could just reach out to people with organic approaches, like people who just know Cod, the brand, and who are
Word of mouth.
word of mouth and stuff. So with the performance marketing, with the right strategy of it, I think we can reach out to the entire world, and it's such
The
a
world is our oyster is literally the truest
the saying for
saying
this.
that for this situation.
And it's surprising, as Neha said, that we get orders from parts of the world that we haven't even heard of, and it's reassuring, of course, and
Yeah,
we
it's
are
very validating.
validating.
एक बहुत सिंपल सा एक वो होता है कि हम प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं और तुम बेचो. It's almost like that.
Yeah.
That we are, this is what we are good at. We will give you the best product. We can vouch for that.
Yeah.
But then to sell it is where we need you, and to to read the right to reach the right market, the right
Yeah.
audience, the right niche. Like I said, without diluting
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the right mix of strategy and
And we
creativity
hope
and
that
visibility.
the brand story that we create and the brand core that we have also reach out to the consumers the way it should, and I
Yeah.
think you guys do an impeccable job of doing that.
Thank you. Okay, so in one sentence, how would you describe your working relationship with Dian?
I would say compatible. It's just
Yeah.
it's very compatible. It's very easy.
And it's smooth. It's
I think we are a great team.
yeah.
I think
I
we
think-
really very cohesive in the way we are. The communication is super easy. If there's anything, it's we have groups for everything.
Yeah.
We call each other whenever we want. I think it's a very easy
I think
relationship.
it's almost like a family. Like there's a term that we have of Cod family, which extends to all our partners, our
True.
loyal customers. So for DI also, Cod family represents, like, is the right word to represent, because we've known Aman from way before, and to have him on board represent us.
To grow together, to
grow
see each
together
other
and-
going
yeah.
through all these, phases of
Ups
I mean,
and
it's
ups
downs.
6
and
years.
downs. Yeah, 6 years.
And, we
It feels
don't-
much longer.
It's a very it's professional, but it's also very casual. Like any
And
anytime
personal. It's very
that
sweet.
I pick up
Yeah.
the phone and I say this is the thing that we really need to work on. We need to look at. And he's always very
Accessible,
cooperative,
yeah.
accessible. And there's a team that has been working with us with our account managers. So
Yeah.
so I think it's brilliant. I wouldn't like to change anything about it.
So, is there one campaign or phase that you would feel really defined the brand's growth journey?
Yeah.
Because I've been following Cord for a very long time, and in recent times, your branding and your imagery has changed drastically and has been touching a lot more people, and the storytelling has been a lot more unconventional as it was before.
Yeah.
I think you
We-
answered the question
Exactly.
yourself.
I think
Lately,
So was there some campaign or some phase that you would say?
definitely campaign, a lot of them, but I
Yeah.
think the whole phase of our 10 years last year for
Last
us.
year has been very I think creatively very
In the
easy
branding,
for us.
in the branding trajectory, it's been the most remarkable, the most substantial, I would say. Like the amount of people we've reached out and the right audience. That is the most important, because
Yeah.
reaching out people is easy, but to reach out the right audience through our campaigns and the not just campaigns, we've done events, we have done just the right collaborations. Everything worked in our favor, and everything really, I think, hit the nail on the head last year. I think that
and
is.
it's also interesting how we as even creative founders, we are also exploring the journey of Cord, and now we've created a world that has so many layers in it. So one by one we are peeling off the layer and exploring a new world there and creating a campaign out of that layer. And then for example, our last campaign, Daydreamers, was something that was so close to us, because we always imagined God in a very mystical time travel sort of a space, and to be able to pull off something that even remotely represents that was very heartwarming. We received a lot of appreciation for that.
We also did our first celebrity
Yeah.
campaign with Tilotama. I think that also helped us gain a lot of eyeballs, and it does put a brand on the map, because it was the right kind of collaboration.
Yeah.
It was the perfect match with the brand and everything. So that also helps, and it's honestly, I feel it's now that we are finally putting our creativity not just in the product but also in the campaigns, is the way we tell our stories, showcase our product. It's finally, we finally took the time to put our focus and all our energies into it. Otherwise it was just about creating the product, but this year we
And creating
really
out the product, campaign, and then sales and managing.
Lookbook, and just
you
so
know,
much was
so many
happening.
things in a fashion brand,
Yeah.
launching collections and then making sure that the customers are also satisfied, making sure that you're doing the right numbers to meet the salaries. And
See, but that's what happens when you have the right partners, that
Yeah,
you do
that-
what you are good at and we will do what we are good at.
Yeah.
And then you help us reach that campaign to the world.
I mean,
So-
your personal accounts are definitely an asset to us. It works very well every time. I mean, we all, it's been 6 years, we sit together, we do brand panchayats at DI. And we used to go through your social media, we grab a lot of advertisements from
That's
Neha's
true.
own personal.
I saw a lot of ads, yes. I just happened to ask Durgesh once, I was like, what ads are you running in the Middle East? And all the ads, all the pictures were mine. I was like, what is happening? And the pictures that were very non-consequential,
Yeah.
were not even the greatest ones, but anyway. Whatever.
it's
So
just
you need to have that nag to also
to
identify.
identify.
That
I'm
this
sure
could-
he
this
knows
could
way
work.
more than me, so I did
Yeah.
not even comment on it. I was
and
like,
a lot of
you do you.
a lot of clientele we got for Cord came from UAE, using your images specifically. So that is also one of the insights.
Sweet.
Okay, so at what point did you feel confident enough to extend this partnership beyond just one brand? We have Kalista, we have Kritika Dabur, both the brands
Yeah.
that you have recommended
Family
from your
brands.
family and
Yes.
friends.
Of course, I mean, they are family and we always wish best for them. And when one is doing well, it's almost natural to, give a recommendation to a family or a friend. And it's just not these two brands that we've extended this recommendation to. There are many other people also, whether they
Who
have-
already on board.
Yeah.
they've worked out, they've not worked out, I don't know, but I think only after 2-3 years of experience with DI, I think we knew that we were going strong, and there's a long future, like a long partnership lying ahead. So I think I'm very happy to recommend this to other people.
The idea is to grow together.
So, what do you think is the hardest part of marketing a fashion brand?
Well, I think right now, in a clutter of so many brands, like fashion brands, every day you open Instagram and you have 10 new brands coming up. So I think that the biggest challenge is to remain authentic to yourself as a brand, and also as in your marketing. I think to have that authenticity and that
That uniqueness.
that uniqueness, that's something that really sets you apart.
Yeah.
Where you're very true to your own language and DNA. I
I
think
agree.
that is the toughest part. I think
So, I see you guys do not follow trends.
we don't.
Be it on
Yeah.
social media, be it on e-commerce,
Yeah.
you have a very unconventional way of posting your reels, making your website. How come? I mean, it's very difficult for a startup or a brand nowadays, especially a fashion brand, to not follow trends and be true to themselves and still grab eyes and still grab attention.
Actually, it's not, like people who really are very sure of themselves. I feel they know
Find
their
you.
heart and their
Yeah.
soul and the brand soul. So it's, I mean, if it just takes to be very sure of yourself. I mean, and then you have to stick to it. And if not,
I like to add something whenever you're done.
and if not, like in a couple of months, after a particular phase, it will hit people, and it will, that storytelling and that uniqueness or that whatever quirk will reach out to the customer. So I think that is the most important part. When only in the perspective of branding you're looking. If it's only about selling, then there are numerous other ways. There are strategies.
yeah.
There are influencers, bloggers, blah blah blah. You can do a lot of business that way. But when you're only talking about storytelling, I think it comes from a space of authenticity and being very sure of who you really are.
I think when we started Cord, that one of the core words that defined the brand for us, brand ethos for us, was timeless and classic. So when you are timeless and classic, you don't move with the trends. You either create them or you do you. That is what you do. That you create a niche by doing something that has not been done. You don't follow people. You make other people follow you. That is the idea. That is the idea that we try to do with our brand. And also it's heritage. Like we are inspired by vintage. We are living in another era altogether. So it's not about following trends or acting according to it. It's just
very
doing
intuitive.
something. Yeah, it's very doing something so intrinsically that you're good at, and something that you just like.
Yeah.
Maybe you would have liked 10 years back, or 10 years from now you will always find it relevant. Yeah, so that is the idea, and you can only do it if you're not following trends and you remain true to your core aesthetic.
I mean, you do enter a whole different era. If a person visits your website, if a person visits your store, if it's your social media, you yourself do not feel. You're living in these times.
Sweet. See,
Yeah.
it's working.
No, that's what, like, the world that we create. It's like first the world gets created in our brains, and then we try to get out of it through our campaigns, through our clothes, through our whatever presentation. So, and I'm very glad that it's starting to reach out to people that we really want to.
Yeah.
I think one part that I also want to add in that question is when you ask about a hard part in marketing, what does a brand face, like what is the hardest part? I think it really, if one when I talk to a lot of my friends, and they are also new founders and new, like, people who have a startup, they're always concerned. First thing that they ask us as a recommendation also, like, will ROI will be achieved. So I think that's also a really important, I think a struggle for a lot of brands, a lot of new startups, because ROI is a big question mark, still for a lot of brands, for a lot of new startups. How do we achieve the numbers? How much money do we put
without burning?
How much money do we put? How much can we expect? Will it meet our targets, and blah blah blah? So I think that's also a challenge for a lot of brands.
So how did you overcome that challenge working with DI?
Just by trusting and the numbers showing up.
Yeah, I think I would also like to, besides giving 70% credit to DI, I would take 30% of credit to ourselves also, because organic reach and word of mouth really matters, and I don't think you can just survive on performance marketing, because it gets very repetitive.
It has to be a good balance of product and marketing.
It has to be a great balance of uniqueness, supported by strong performance marketing, which is what has really worked for us in terms of sales.
So in what ways has the support gone beyond marketing from our end? In terms of branding, in terms of even your collection campaign naming, etc. How, apart from performance marketing, how more has DI helped you in your journey or campaigns? Or
I think creating the homepage is suggesting, just making the creatives. I think it's been a very cohesive sort of journey in terms of where we are at, and they just get us.
Creatives as in ad creatives, whenever we want to launch a certain ad campaign,
and do it in a certain way. Like for example,
campaign.
if there's a particular collection which is slightly more romantic, it needs a particular font, it needs a particular layout. Very small detailing that goes into creating the creatives, and they just get it. They come up with options for us to choose. So it's amazing. It's way beyond just marketing, but it's a very crucial part of it. I feel.
Like the presentation of it, right? Like when we create a shoot or a campaign, and how to we sit across and we decide the way that it can be presented in a way that it reaches out to the customers in the strongest manner. So that's where DI steps in also, and I think just like making newsletters, creating in a way that does not look very like advertisement centric. It flows, it looks like
and
a
still
story,
keeping it fresh.
So
come up with ideas on this, maybe like this month let's do this, or and also one thing that has really put structure into our this thing is our yearly calendars are way more planned now, because we have the danda of planning everything way ahead. If there's Valentine's, we plan like an year ahead. Even the whole year, like right now 26 ka mota planning is already done. Like we know when to launch our collections, we know what to plan for these particular festivals. So the whole year is way more structured, and it gives us a lot of like clarity in terms of
that
how to go
really
ahead and work with.
Because we are the opposite.
We get lost. We suddenly realize, "Arey, kal to Diwali hai."
So we need to do something. We need to post something or something like that. But with DI, there's a calendar, and we have that target also in mind, that during this festival we have to launch a certain thing, or just reach out to the people for a certain campaign. So it's very cohesive.
I remember with a lot of fashion brands, we actually tell the founders that this is the number of SKUs that you should be working on for this upcoming campaign. This is the number of maybe the categories that should be there, because they sell well. So
no, that's a great insight.
In fact, that also you asked us how beyond marketing, how has that helped? I think constant feedbacks from them when they tell us what's selling well, what area,
price points. While creating the product, वो बहुत छोटी सी बात है, but how it helps us to create that product is if we know that this price is selling, that we know we have to make more products in that particular range, or for a particular
geographical
Region.
area.
Yeah.
Like we know we want to target more of Middle East or US or whatever market it is, and probably like price points. It's a very, very helpful insight
Yeah.
while creating a product.
So, what would you say is harder in fashion, launching a new collection or sustaining the demand over time? The making your orders, sending it to your customers. Do you think sustaining it or
Sustaining.
launching it?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
like
a
to be.
little bit of both.
Yeah.
But launching a collection is for us, I think, much easier than sustaining. I won't say it's not difficult at all, but it needs a lot more planning and like diligence, I would
Yeah.
say, to make sure that everything is flawless in terms of your operations and your orders and everything.
Actually, over the last, we're almost thankful to be saying this, that I feel like sustaining the demand has been a bit of a challenge because especially during sale period, when we put that in end of season sale, like we get so overwhelming number of orders that it's like we've almost had to increase the number of
It's a problem that we would like to
articles.
continue to have.
But still it's a challenge, right? Because
Yeah.
we don't want our customers to be facing that
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
But we are in a process that we are getting up our production, our operations. We've increased our back-end team a lot more in the last 6 to 8 months. So we're trying to meet that challenge also.
So, one mistake you tell fashion founders to avoid when it comes to marketing or choosing an agency?
I think it's a tough question because I think to be dependent heavily on the agency would be not such a great idea. To be like, as we've also said this before, to expect that you'll get an ROI of 7 and beyond just by putting in money if you're with an agency would be a wrong idea. I think it needs to be supported very strongly through your vision, through
A great product.
through a great product.
A
through-
flawless, good quality does not, cover up for great advertisements.
Yeah. So
It does not.
will eventually reach out to people, if not through the agency or by it will through word of mouth. So I think focus really strongly on the product and also a unique way of reaching out, like unique branding.
I feel, exactly. I was just about to say this. I feel focus on creating a story, tell a story,
Yeah.
talk about why, how you started the brand, what makes you passionate about what you're doing. Talk about
The challenges also,
talk
like,
about
yeah.
everything that you're from your heart and soul, and not just run ads for sales, and just don't run after sales. Do focus on the product, do what you're good at, continue doing
has to be
it,
a-
sustain it, and then run ads for it, because you will be able to.
So, to concise, correct storytelling, focus, and good quality of the product.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a holistic approach.
Yeah.
All the aspects have to be covered strongly, like 4 pillars, like product, price,
The 4 Ps
the
of
4
marketing.
Ps of
Yes.
marketing: product, price, promotion, placement. So everything, positioning and placement are a slash. Yeah. So I remember suddenly got reminded of my
Marketing.
yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. It was
Thank you.
great. It was
fun.
very difficult to find your 30 minutes. So in the
No, but
last,
I'm glad we did this.
Yeah, it didn't
we
seem like
really
30
enjoyed
minutes.
it, and we were so not so nervous, but we were not sure of how this will go, because it was so sweet. It just
Yeah.
felt like we're talking to a friend or someone we've known.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
I
thank
look
you for
forward
your
to
time.
a longer partnership and
Yes, of
great
course.
success for the brand.
Yes, same for you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.